Okay, the very next step that I do is actually apply primer to the eyes. And just for the sake of using all Urban Decay products today, I'm going to use my Urban Decay Primer Potion. And I do like to run that over my brows too, because that is my next step. Okay, I'm now going to take the Anastasia Beverly Hills Beauty Express Brow Kit, and I'm going to do my eyebrows. I've had a lot of requests on how I do them because, as you see, they are not even. They don't even look similar to each other. They do, but they're so sparse on one side that they just don't resemble at all. So I'm going to go ahead and make them look the same. Okay, first up, I'm going to go in with the angle brush that they give you into the brow wax. And while I'm doing that, I kind of go ahead and shape them into the angle that I like. This side doesn't really need any help. It already has a nice shape and is well, filled in all on its own. Now for the stencils. I go in with the High Arch stencil. I wonder if it'll focus. The High Arch stencil, and I just place it over the brow and take a fluffier brush to go over it. If you use that angle brush that they give you, it will take too long and you might get a harsh look. And what I like about using a fluffier brush is that it diffuses the product better. So I'll show you how to do that. Okay. Line it up with your brow. And just dip into the color that you need. I take a mix of both. And I start right near the arch, because that is what I want it to be the most defined part of my brow. And then take what's left and fill in the front. And I like to go in with that angle brush and fill the gap, because the stencil has a line on it. As you see, that is the results. Not much different from what I already had, but a little bit more clean and defined. But I go right in at the arch first. I get the tail and then fill in the front. I then go in with my Anastasia Clear Brow Gel and just lock my hairs into place. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the Urban Decay Naked Palette, and what I'm going to try to do today is use my fingers as my tools. I know there are going to be a few brushes that I will have to throw in because there's certain things that you can't do with just your fingers, but I'm going to try to mostly create this eye look that I'm doing today with my fingers, because I do believe they are your best tools and you don't need a million brushes to create one eye look. You know, one or two brushes in your collection is really all you need to do any look. If you are a professional makeup artist, yes, you do need a lot of brushes, but for everyday women to create a nice look for themselves, you don't need a million brushes. So here we go. My favorite color in the palette is Toasted, so I'm going to go in and take my finger and just get some on my finger and then pack it onto the lid. And then I used my pointer finger, but what you can do is use a clean finger and just blend that out a little bit. Just by running your finger along the line that you made. I'm going to go into this Hustle color. And just add it to the outer edge, because I'm going to create depth there. And then just sort of lightly run it over into your crease. Okay, now that I've done that, it may not look perfect now because I will go back in and blend it more, but what I really wanted to do is lay a good color base down to get the look that I'm going for. Okay. Clean my fingers off again. And now I'm just going to go into that Virgin color and get some on my finger and apply it to the inner corner. What applying it to the inner corner does is brightens up your eyes. And I know this doesn't look finished, but I promise you it'll look good in the end. Also take that same color and if you want, just put it right beneath your brows. And leave some space between because we're going to be applying another blended out color there. Okay, and now I'm just going in with a tapered blending brush. And I am going just to blend some of this out. And really, if I were to tell you that you needed one brush in your whole collection, this would be it, a tapered blending brush. I got this one from Coastal Scents, and I also have a couple from MAC. But I have to say that I think this one is better than my MAC one. I know that Sigma makes one too, but I haven't bought it yet, so anyway, and then I'm just going to go in with that color called Naked, and I'm going to further blend the colors to make them sort of merry. It's like the best friend color in the palette. Okay, and I want to go back in there and intensify the color called Toasted. Okay. And now I also want to take Toasted onto the lower lash line, and I'm going to use just a small, thin brush to apply that. You can't do that with your fingers. Use a brush. I like to apply the eyeshadow on the lower lash line because it brings the look together. I feel like if you don't do anything to the bottom, you know, lash line, that it makes the entire look unfinished. And for me, I have such a large lower rounded part of my lower lash line, it helps to make it look smaller. So that's a trick for you girls that have that problem, that have a rounded lower eye area. Open your brush a little bit. Take the clean side and go over the edges. Because I'm not going to use any more brushes, I'm just going to take a pencil liner. This one came with the kit, but you can get a black pencil liner anywhere. I'm just going to I'm going to hold this, and I'm just going to go onto the outer edges and slowly move in. I'm now going to take my Gosh Velvet Touch pencil in the color Bananas and go into my waterline with that. I like using it, you know, because it's not white. It doesn't give a very stark contrast, but it is still brightening, and it's slightly a goldish tone, which works well with the eyeshadows. I'm now going to take my Majorca Lash Expander Frame Plus, a very long name for a very awesome mascara. It's kind of shiny, so the light from my window is of course making it look where you can't read it. But it's Majolica Lash Expander Frame Plus. The brush is a little odd. It looks like a banana, really. But one end has a comb. That end has a comb, and you can see all the fibers coming off of it. And then one end is just sort of a flat brush. I just hold it there for a second and squish. And then go into the other eye. And squish. And now for the mascara. I just comb through my lashes with this mascara. It helps to release the fibers onto your hair or onto the lash, and then as you pull through, it extends them to the tips. And I will turn the brush upside down so that I can brush through that way as well. And I go back and forth doing this. This mascara I love and hate. I love it because it's so dramatic and really extends the length of your lashes. But I can never apply it with mess. Okay, and my camera is about to run out of memory. So that is basically it. I mean, you just want to use the comb and comb it out. I'm going to go ahead and do my other eye off. This is the final look. It's just a very nice wearable eye color, you know, done with minimal brushes, and just nice for everyday wear. I hope you really like it. So thank you, thumbs up this video, and subscribe.